Welcome to the Media Bubble Podcast, where we talk about whatever we feel like.
Oh, or a little bit of our old intro there. And today we're going to talk about
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
a movie classic from 1988. I'm already drunk.
Have you drank anything before I came?
No.
You're just drunk on of us being together in the same room, filming the episode.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for our listeners, we are in the same room, which is...
Well, in this new patch of episode, we have always been in the same room.
Still feel a little bit unusual.
Yeah,
I mean,
somewhat.
It's better, we have better flow. But I'm already getting off track.
I don't need to edit as much when we're doing this episode in the same room as well.
Yeah, but I think it's the delay. Like, when we started recording online, I've always felt like I cut you when you were saying stuff. And I couldn't...
Me too. Sometimes when I did those edits, I just noticed that, oh, you were beginning to talk when I was talking, so you stopped talking.
Yeah, but yeah, it's way better because I can see you actually and react.
Okay, to the main.
Oh my god.
To the topic.
Okay, so Who Framed Roger Rabbit? A mixed media movie about that's both 3D live action, not 3D.
No, not 3D. This was before 3D was a thing.
So 2D and live action mixed. It's often brought up as the ultimate example of what movies nowadays could have been.
And it's kind of also a crossover between a lot of different cartoons in some way.
Holy hell, yes! There's a bit. I mean, I've been watching the movie and I've just been wondering, how the hell did they get like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny in the same frame?
Mostly because of Steven Spielberg, I heard. Steven Spielberg back in the day, like especially in the 80s, he had a lot of power,
Sway.
or a lot of he gave studios a lot of trusts. I also think that is because I also think that might be the main reason why this film turned out as well, because I think Spielberg gave the creators of this film a lot of freedom to do what they maybe wanted, because this is kind of a project that if you tell someone about it before, you're kind of like, oh, that's going to probably turn out bad. But then they made this, and this turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
I have seen this film for a long time. I've seen this when
have you seen it?
Maybe I was first 11, 12 years. So I have watched this a couple of times, but this is apparently Karol's first viewing of it.
Yeah. I think for me, when it comes to movies, I'm always hesitate. I don't know, there's something within me to like, oh, like I've seen trailer for this. I'm begging gonna like it. I'm gonna see it later. The later never happens. It's like in my back pocket for when I'm bored.
I guess kind of one fun thing with the podcast have been that I have forced you to watch some movies that I wanted you to watch.
Wasn't that the mission from the start?
Maybe.
I mean, I also did the same to you. I made you read some manga and watch some movies that you probably wouldn't have seen.
Yeah, I guess so.
But we're getting off topic again. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Who framed Roger Rabbit?
Well, I guess we're going to find out. I don't know, we always kind of does this thing where we kind of explain the plot and our reactions to it as we go.
I mean, obviously spoilers.
Yeah, for a more than 20-year-old film.
But if you haven't seen it...
I don't know, it's kind of obvious who the main villain in this film is, though.
I mean, yes, it's true, but I wouldn't have guessed that it would tie up so well and nice together, right? Because, like, obviously the main bad guy is Detective, what's his name, Judge?
Doom?
I think so.
No, not Doom. Yeah, anyway.
But he's like a judge, executioner, he takes law in his own hands and he kills toons.
Played by Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. And we know that he's the bad guy because he is looking for Roger and his accomplices. In this case, Eddie Valiant. But let's at least skim over what happens in the movie.
Yeah, okay. So the beginning of the film kind of starts with an old classic short where we see Roger Rabbit acting a bit, and he's trying to protect a
little wee baby.
It reminded me quite a lot of Tom and Jerry shorts, where Roger is just kind of getting stomped by different kitchen items.
Yeah, I got the same. That's what also it reminded me of. Like it's not beat for beat, since I don't think the lady in the movie or in Tom and Jerry has a baby, but the slapstick humor totally reminiscent. Although the angles of all the different stuff that is happening, it's so much better quality than just like a regular old cartoon from that.
Yeah, the animation quality on this is really extremely good, actually, especially for 88.
Yes. So Roger goes through this gauntlet of having knives thrown at him, getting electrocuted, getting thrown out and about, and it ends up with him protecting the baby, but there's a big fridge that falls on his head, and he calls forth like a circling birds above his head, right?
Yeah, nice way to start the film, I guess.
The problem is, he was supposed to do stars, not birds, so the director yells cut, and they are kind of done with shooting this scene.
Yeah, they gotta do the whole thing over because of that.
Yeah, it's the 97th take, I think, in the movie.
This movie also takes place in like 1940 something.
Yes, about that. And this is also a universe where cartoon characters are like real.
Yeah, no one reacts to cartoon characters, like they are just a part of life.
Yeah, and they're called toons.
It's kind of like that Pokemon thing where there just exist these creatures and they have always known them.
And looks can be deceiving. There are talking cars, dancing shoes, babies that are acting like 50-year-old creeps. No, not creeps, but like, you're pointing at the baby.
Well, if I'm going to explain more about the plot. So Eddie Valiant is a human, he's a detective, he's been hired by Maroon Cartoons.
And his brother was killed by a toon.
Yeah, that's the tragic backstory. We're going to, I guess, on that a bit later.
Yes.
Let's see here. He's been hired to take some photos of Roger Rabbit's wife while she is singing at a nightclub and entertaining the mayor of the cartoon.
He was the owner of Acme.
The owner of Acme. He was also like the owner of the Cartoon Land.
Yes, so Toontown.
Toontown.
Because I think the whole thing resolves around him being killed, actually.
And the reason why, let's see, there was a couple of weeks ago since I watched this. The reason why they want Eddie to take the pictures are the cartoons. Why did the cartoon studio want to have those pictures?
Okay, so first and foremost, he took compromising pictures of Jessica Rabbit, who was Roger Rabbit's wife, while she was playing patty cake with the director of Acme.
Yeah, let's just say that Eddie has gone into this club studio now when he's taking pictures of them.
Playing patty cake.
Yeah.
Roger sees the pictures, he goes ballistic, he's sad, he can't believe that his sweet, sweet wife would do something like that to him. And the next day, we learn that
Can we just stay at the club scene for one moment? Because one of the first fun scenes that you get to see in this movie that is a crossover is Donald Duck and Daffy Duck playing a kind of a piano battle against each other in the club.
Yeah. I was blown away just seeing these two together interacting and having beef on screen.
Oh, you had never seen a picture of that or something like that?
From this movie, I only seen a still of of Roger and Jessica Rabbit. I didn't even know that Eddie was a main character.
Oh, so you know...
I had no information. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, and that's where Eddie meets the owner of Acme. I don't remember his name. But what we learn is that, just tunes love to entertain people.
Yeah, that's kind of why. That's kind of a reason for the cartoons to be. Another thing is that we also learn throughout this movie is that cartoons can't really be hurt or die.
They can get saves thrown at them, fridges. They can be... I don't think they can be shot. We haven't seen a toon get shot at this.
Yeah, but they are probably going to do something cartoony and somehow make it...
But we assume that they can be killed. But next day, when the owner of Acme turns out to be dead, we learn something different. So when the owner of Acme dies, he had a anvil thrown on his face, and then he died. I was wondering why there's no blood chunks on the floor. It was just an outline of a guy and a big ass safe where his head was, and it looks very clean.
If you show a little bit of blood, then the ratings is going up directly.
But it does. There is blood later on in the movie.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't even remember that.
It's in the final battle.
Oh.
But the guy's death results... Everyone presumes that because...
Have you seen that thing in anime that when they are showing blood, they change the color from red to purple sometimes because that apparently makes it...
Danganronpa. There's pink blood in that. It's just neon pink. It's so funny. But because the owner died, people think that Roger did it because, incriminating pictures of his wife playing patty cake with the director.
Yeah.
That's a wanted man, but Eddie I think he investigates the scene, but he doesn't really draw a conclusion that it's not Roger.
We haven't really spoken about Eddie's personality. We kind of just said that he's a detective.
Yes. I think if you're watching this podcast, I think you made one of the screenshots where Eddie is actually with Roger, top left square.
Which one?
This one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
what
Eddie,
about it?
just a visual, because the made one is kind of blurry. Basically, Eddie is your typical deadbeat detective. He has office, he has bills to pay, he has debts, and he will stoop down to taking nasty pictures of your loved one because he has bills to pay.
Yeah.
I also wrote that he's a hunk.
Apparently.
Come on!
I guess also one thing about the scene with Jessica Rabbit before. My God, they could really draw that cartoon character very sexy.
I mean, can you blame her? She's just drawn that way.
Yeah. But anyway, so Roger, the people think that Roger did it because of the pictures. We get this detective Judge Doom.
Yes.
We can call him that if that is his official name.
Yeah, and that's where we are shown that toons can indeed be killed. If a toon were to be dipped in, I think it was acetone and a mixture of erasing chemicals, they just dissolve. And we see a screaming shoe get dissolved right on screen.
Yeah, it's like the paint gets washed off them.
No, it's they're getting it's threat on the medal. It's very painful and the shoe screams.
Yeah, but I kind of just feel because these are drawn characters that you can almost kind of see a little bit of them, their paint getting
Yes.
off.
I mean, the idea is that their paint is getting washed off. Still, if you think that there are actual people in this world, you just saw a guy get murdered.
Yeah, you kind of just saw a shoe for no reason at all because he hadn't committed a crime, getting killed.
Yeah. And then we move on.
Yeah. No question about that. Let's see here. Roger is being framed and he is being chased by some weasels. He goes to Eddie the detective because he used to be known as taking a lot of cases for these cartoons before he hated them.
Yes.
And so Roger and Eddie becomes this duo in this case, you can say.
Well, it's more like Eddie stumbles upon the reason for possible murder, why it shouldn't be Roger. Basically, there is a problem about the deed. From the photo that he took the day before, there was a deed for Toontown in the picture, but the deed wasn't found. If the deed isn't found, then Toontown could be up for sale for any other studios when it was promised to Toons.
This is kind of a fun detective movie. It isn't probably that hard to solve, but it's kind of just a fun detective movie, kind of like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. And it kind of wraps up nicely at the end. But what happens is later, Roger kind of handcuffs himself to Eddie.
Yeah.
They are being harassed by weasels inside his apartment, and to be safe, they run to Eddie's love interest's bar. I don't remember her name. Minerva?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
I think. And that's where they hide until Judge then finds them again. We kind of learn about how Toons have some kind of have compulsions.
Yeah. Can I just also talk about Judge Doom for a second? Because when he is first shown, he has such a presence of, oh, this is a bad dude.
Yes.
Played wonderfully by Christopher Lloyd, right after Back to the Future, kind of.
Like, you see him on screen and you know this guy is probably evil.
Yeah, this guy you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Can I also say that when these two characters, Roger and Eddie, are in handcuffs and they're at the bar and trying to get off the handcuffs, one of the funniest thing that Roger does is
Hold it steady.
The table is not that steady, so Roger gets off the handcuffs and steadies the board, and Eddie says to him, "You could have done that the whole time." "No, I couldn't. I can only do it when it's funny." That's one of my favorite lines from the film. So what notes are you looking at, Karol?
I'm just looking. These are a lot of things that I want to take at the end of the episode.
Oh, okay. Let's continue with the plot then.
Yes. As they're getting out of handcuffs, Judge Doom gets into the bar, and there's a scene where Eddie was harping on Roger that, hey, you shouldn't mess around, you should be making jokes. These people outside will sell you out for a nickel, given the chance. And Judge Doom even posts like a bounty for like $5,000 for Roger.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody budges. Then Roger busts through a wall because he as a Toon, he has like compulsions. Pam pam, just like me.
Yeah, that's the trick for a cartoon characters. You gotta do the funny thing. You can't resist a laugh.
Exactly.
Especially Roger.
And then through shenanigans, I think Doom tries to dunk Roger in the vat of acid, but because of him drinking alcohol, he just goes cuckoo bananas and gives him the chance to flee. They rescue Roger's car from the pound, and then they drive away.
The car is also a cartoon character that can talk.
Yes. How is that street legal? I don't know.
Who is driving, the car or Eddie?
I mean, later on in the movie, the car drives a car.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny scene.
What happens after?
Let's see, where are we in the plot? Eddie and Roger escapes with his girlfriend. They are in a cinema watching a goofy cartoon. they are thinking about confronting the Maroon Studios chief.
Yes, because I think Eddie figured out what could be the reason for the missing.
Oh, because they wanted to buy the land.
Exactly. So Eddie goes on to Maroon Cartoons, to confront the owner about the situation. At the office, Eddie is being left Roger in the car, like, hey, if anything happens, honk. He gets a pan to the face and...
Yeah, almost immediately.
But Eddie is assaulted, like, he talks out with the guy. He almost chokes him out on, like, a machine. It was very brutal death, actually. Because he puts the tie, like, the rector's tie into, like a press where he gets his head closer and closer to, like, both of the cogs.
Yeah.
And then the guy gets shot. So it's just a scene of him hanging by the tie, shot in the back, and also, like... Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Judge Doom kills him. I guess one other thing, sometimes I get reminded of the pictures we have up here, and something that happens in the cinema scene, it also gets revealed a little bit more about the backstory of Eddie, and he used to have a detective studio with his brother. His brother got killed by a cartoon, and that's kind of the reason why Eddie then later on started hating cartoons and stopped taking cartoons cases.
Exactly. So throughout this movie, he is still kind of against Roger.
Or cartoons in general. There has been a very long time since he visited Toontown.
And he then visits Toontown.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very weird.
Yeah, here the thing is that Judge Doom kind of escapes, and Eddie is following him. Or wait, he's following Jessica Rabb to have stolen Roger, when I think about it. And she drives to Toontown, and Eddie follows her.
Yes, and there's then the wacky chase scene. Well, not a chase scene, just like an action scene of him finding a lookalike to Jessica, who turns out not to be her, and then he falls out of the building. And then we have a scene that you have on screen with Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, the first and only time I think those two characters have been in screen together.
Yeah, and it's like, they both have parachutes. He doesn't have one. It's like, yeah, that's a shame. That can kill... And Mickey Mouse tells Eddie, yeah, you can get killed. Thank you, Mickey Mouse.
In the Mickey Mouse voice.
Yeah, you could get killed. I haven't read it here.
One thing about... from what I have understand about the Warner Bros. Condition on their cartoon characters is that in getting those characters like Bugs and Daffy, they have to share the same screen time as Disney's biggest star.
Yeah.
Which was Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So that's kind of also the reason why they are paired up together.
I mean, it's very obvious when you watch the movie. Still fun as heck when you have grown up with watching both of these, like, licenses.
It's a cool moment, because those are two icons that you probably never would ever expect to meet.
Yeah, and I also think you specifically need to have grown up with them, because I don't think my niece, who is at this moment 9 to 8 years old, she would have appreciated that.
Yeah, these are very also classic, well-known cartoons characters. Like Mickey Mouse started in like the 1929, I think his debut year was, so he had been around for very long time. Bugs a little bit later, but still cool moment.
Yeah.
Let's see here. After that moment,
he gets rescued by the Jessica lookalike. He then drives her into a wall, and then we finally meet the real Jessica.
Yeah, the kind of cartoon logic of if you have a white line on the ground, you can just take it up and move it.
It's a very cartoon place.
Yeah, of course it is.
And I think then they start...
Well, Judge Doom tries to kill Eddie. Jessica saves him. Then Roger escapes from Jessica's car. At the same time, Eddie and Jessica kind of get kidnapped by Judge Doom.
And the final scene, final confrontation, is at the warehouse where the original murder took place.
For a movie that feels kind of easy, it's surprisingly complicated to explain.
Yeah, it is. Also, in the meantime, as all this is happening, we kind of learned that the cable cars in the city are being bought, that have been purchased by, I think, Judge Doom, right?
Yeah, he's the highest bidder.
Yeah. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. I feel like every scene has a purpose when I think about it. That's kind of what makes this film a bit interesting to explain, because every scene almost has a purpose.
I don't think there's a scene that I would have like, if you cut out anything, you miss stuff. And this movie is only an hour and a half long. Yeah, it's 100 minutes.
It spends its time pretty effectively.
Yeah. Like, either something is explained, or like a hint gets thrown, or like something is... So, it's so cool. But, final confrontation. At the scene of the crime, Judge has found Rabbit and Jessica, and he has expanded his operations of his, killing to include everyone in Toontown.
Yeah, he's going to take away the whole city to make driveways, motorway.
A highway.
Yeah, highway. That was apparently a new concept at the time.
Jesus Christ. Like, but yeah, like, I want to build... It's such a Disney villain... Like, not the Disney, but just like a villain plot. I want to build a lot of highways.
I saw a clip of the movie Cars recently, and it has a kind of the same thing when I think about it. The reason why cars stopped driving to their little town was that they built a highway.
Maybe the lesson we have to learn is that highways are evil.
Yeah, it stops people to go to these small towns.
I mean, the problem... it's a necessary evil, maybe. Let's say that.
Saves time.
But it's so funny, because when Doom monologues about how he will destroy Moontown, that he purchased... Like, even Eddie asks him, well, what about, like, local transport? What about the red cars? Well... I bought the red cars, train tracks, so they won't be going, and I will build the highway to make business, and there won't be any more, I think, what does he say? Traffic jams will be a thing of the past.
Because no one has found the Acne wheel, no one actually have proof that the Toons will get the town after he died. So the highest bidder, which was Judge Doom.
And Jessica has received a document from Acme, but it turned out to be a blank piece of paper.
Yeah. Kind of strange, but okay.
Keep that in mind. Put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that, okay.
And just a fight ensues. The weasels, or like, he has like a big giant robot which spills just this toxic acid on everyone.
Yeah.
He will erase all of Toontown with that. And he also plans to kill Jessica and Roger that are hanging like on by a hook.
Yeah, one thing that I started to think about actually this latest time I watched this movie, Roger was kind of useless in the last battle of the film.
He was.
It's Eddie that does the whole thing. Roger and Jessica Rabbit gets thrown together with a rope and just hanging in the air.
The thing is, Roger, like, already proven that if it's funny, he can escape stuff, right? Like the handcuffs.
Yeah. They both probably could. They are both cartoons.
Maybe there just wasn't a funny... Like, I wonder how it works. Do they have to perceive it as funny? If it's not funny, can't they do it? Can they make up the funny?
Why do you love him? He makes me laugh.
I mean, I'd love a guy who makes me laugh too, so... But there's fighting Eddie. There's also, like, weasels, which we haven't spoken about.
Well, we kind of spoke a little bit about them, but not that much.
The weasels are, like, Doom's lackeys.
Henchmen.
Yeah. But they are being laughed to death.
Yeah, there is another way for cartoons to die.
Yeah,
Laughter.
Laughter to death.
Yeah.
They just die. So Eddie kills a lot of people. And then he runs a steamroller onto Doom, and I thought that was one of the gruesomest ways to die in this movie. And then he doesn't die.
Yeah.
He just walks up, he inflates himself with air and says that he's a...
It's a cartoon. He starts talking in a peepee, squeezy voice. And it turns out that this character of Judge Doom was a cartoon character all along.
Jesus Christ. I'm glad you picked up one of the pictures when he has these awful eyes.
Yeah. One thing that is a bit interesting is that it's kind of only his eyes that changes.
But it's so unnerving. It's effective.
Yeah. You almost fear him more now because now he has cartoon powers.
Yeah, like look at his sclera, like it's just white. That's not how a guy looks like.
No. Also, have we talked about the machine that has this? What was it called? The
Acid?
The acid in him that he is trying to drive through the Toontown.
Yes, there's a wall and he needs to get through a wall with a big, like a tractor thing that also spews a lot of acid everywhere.
We need to break the wall.
To build this highway.
Eddie at some moments said, "Does it surprise you that I'm a cartoon? No, it's only a cartoon that could come up with something that ridiculous of a plan."
Yeah, because like we are living in a world where we have highways and it's like traffic jams will be a thing of the past. Fuck no. It's literally it. Also, it's like a whole thing about capitalism. It's like buying stuff to destroy people's like livelihoods and living and just destroying like the automobile industry taking over public transport in the US. It's so weird.
It's kind of interesting that they're talking about the highway in such a bad sense, but when you are currently using it in the 80s very regularly.
Yeah.
But it also gets revealed that this cartoon character is not just any cartoon characters. He's the cartoon character that killed Eddie's brother.
Was this foreshadowed? I might have missed... Did I miss where there like he was described, this cartoon character that killed his brother?
The only thing that was described from the past was that he had a very squeaky laugh to him, which he didn't really use until this moment of the film where it gets revealed that he is a cartoon character. So no, there was no like foreshadowing in that sense of the way.
I still like it. Because even like, sure, if he wouldn't be his brother, it would still like, I would still be satisfied. But in this way, I'm glad that all the big plot points have been tied up.
So anyway, Eddie and Judge Doom fight a little bit until the moment where the acid is released on Judge Doom and he
melts.
Yeah, he melts.
Jesus Christ.
And
Just a man melts in front of you.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the villains are defeated in this film.
So we have death by laughter, death by steamroller, death by by acid twice.
So if any one of you out there is thinking about making a highway, then you're the villain of a movie and you will get acid on you. Exactly.
Especially if it's a vulnerable neighborhood of underprivileged individuals such as toons. What is the law about toons? Are they citizens of the United States? Or are they like an underclass who just can't just be killed? Like
I got no idea.
Like what is the legal situation here?
Cartoons can't just kill people because in Roger's case he got in trouble because the whole film is about Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
And so Roger might have been thrown into jail, I guess.
Yeah, but like nobody had an issue with just Doom killing him on the spot. And we're talking like about a movie star.
Well, in the 1940s, if someone kills another man, then it was like this lightning share.
Ah, you're right.
That was still a thing in the 1940s. I think it was a thing until like 1970s or something.
That might be the case. It's not as old as you'd imagine.
Well, anyway, from that tragic thing, let's continue with this fun family movie.
I mean, fun. It was fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
It would give my niece nightmares. I feel.
Well, the will is all kind of cartoon characters are getting into this room discussing what the heck this Judge Doom was for something, and then Roger finds a piece of paper that gets revealed to be the will of Acne.
No. I think. Yeah. Wait.
Roger kind of just has this piece of paper, if I remember correctly, and
yes, because
it's invisible.
Yes, but because he wrote a love letter to Jessica on it. And when Eddie gets splashed with some water, then the ink gets revealed, and that's how they reveal the last will of Acne.
Yeah.
And then everyone lives happily ever after.
Yeah, Eddie gets his bartender girlfriend, and Roger gets his Jessica Rabbit.
And also Robert and
Robert?
Roger.
Who's Robert?
I don't know.
I watched this whole film. I didn't say a Robert.
Roger and Eddie also kiss.
Yeah, they do. Because Eddie has gotten his humor back.
Yeah, so everybody gets a Hollywood ending.
Well, it's a family film.
So, that was the plot.
Does that count as a gay kiss?
Kinda. I mean, the context, like, they didn't do it because they, like, love each other, right? It's just, like, to show that Eddie has his humor back.
Yeah. So, do you have some notes for the end?
Maybe not the end. I just like the practical, like, all the effects in the movie. Like, when the weasels, when they were, like, waving their guns around, it wasn't cartoon guns. It was, like, real guns being they were just, like, floating in the air.
Yeah, they were floating in the air. They used some strings on that.
When, like, the whole apartment scene was so cool. Like, it was either the chair that gets turned over or, like, stuff gets moving. They're, like, messing up his place.
Yeah. There were some real movie trickeries in this, because when they first filmed this, there weren't any cartoon characters there, so they had to come up with some certain ways, and then they had to fill in the cartoon characters, you can say.
Yeah. Let me see. I liked how... I don't know, I just kind of like the baby character.
The baby that had a tiny ding-dong.
Yeah, but he said, like, I quote, "You dumb doll, your IQ is of a rattle." And it's like, oh my god. And then he slapped her ass.
The baby is not even that much in the movie.
But he does spur Eddie to look deeper into Roger's case.
Yeah.
Which is still also important, because he also mentions the will.
Yeah, Eddie is still interested in the case, even though he doesn't want to be interested in it.
Like, as you said, everything is important.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing when I rewatched this, and I was thinking, okay, now I have to think about the mystery plot so I can remember and explain. And I'm like, every scene in this movie kind of has a purpose. Like the scene where Roger is drinking alcohol for the first time, when he sees his wife being unfaithful to him. Mm-hmm. That has a purpose later on to learn to the audience what's going to happen when he drinks in the bar.
I didn't clock it.
Yeah, but that's kind of those things.
I only thought, like, oh, let's show him, like, grief and how he just gets crazy when he's grieving. But it also served that purpose.
Yeah, it's like every minute of this film, while still being a funny detective story, is being very carefully, like, made.
Do you... I think it's maybe because it's animated, right?
Yeah, that's... The thing with animation is that it's not cheap, and you have to plan very carefully also what...
Exactly. So you can't just throw money at scenes where it's either boring or it's unimportant.
And the thing also with animated movies is that there's no like spontaneous scene. Every scene is like planned out on because the part that cost in animated films is the animation.
Yes.
So that's kind of like you gotta have the whole story so you don't spend cost on scenes that you're later on going to cut.
Jesus Christ, like that reminds me of Ghostbusters.
What about it? Okay,
I have opinions. Oh my god.
On which Ghostbusters, if I can ask?
The one with Chris Hemsworth.
I haven't seen that one.
It's bad.
I heard it's bad.
But for the reason that they cut out like all of the scenes that would make the movie better are in extras. They're not like they cut it out from the movie.
Really?
Yes. Because there's like a conflict between the two main girls because they had a big breakup over like, hey, I'm not being taken seriously by my colleagues at work because of all this supernatural stuff. And she goes on to a alternate news science thingy. And they were supposed to go together, but the one doesn't go. So there's a conflict now between them. That movie is so without conflict, it makes me like, there's just nothing happens in it.
Something also about cutting films sometimes is that you have a specific runtime that the studio wants you to hit, and sometimes you can't sometimes just cut out a scene because that scene might be necessary for something that happens in a future scene.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like hard to have a specific time frame in my mind, but you gotta have one. Studios demands it.
Also, I just want to like because I went kind of.
How was this film to watch for the very first time?
It was good.
It was fun, or?
Yeah, so how I watched this movie was because I developed a lot of pictures. I started like a photo album. So basically, I had the movie in front of me, and I also had a little screen with all the photos because I took them from my phone. So I have big screen as the movie, little screen as the photos, and I had the photos in my hands, and I just had to like double cross the pictures with the dates, write the date, location, people, and it felt so nice. Just like, yeah, I'm doing my little handiwork, but I also watch a cool movie.
Okay, nice. I gotta say also the ending is a bit special because then it's like all the animated characters in this scene.
Yes, it is.
I don't know, I really like this film. This film is also very special because there are some films with real humans where they interact with cartoons characters. But
Space Jam, the most popular example.
Yeah, but not really, except for Space Jam, but not really in this capacity because cartoons characters are such an important part of this movie. Like, this movie wouldn't work without cartoon characters, you can say.
It wouldn't.
Because the movie plot itself is about cartoons and laughter and things like that.
And also the cartoons are cartoons. It's like made you with so much love for everyone. Nobody at the screen, like, without Eddie, but Eddie has like a legit reason. But like, people love tunes. They don't look at the screen like, oh bother, another tune, or like, I bet I see where this is going, or like a quippy line. No, it's all played straight.
Oh, that would be, if this move was made today, that would be some kind of scene where someone's like, oh, how original.
Yeah, oh my god. I don't want to live in that universe.
Well, I don't think we will have to, because getting the rights to do this film again without someone like Steven Spielberg is kind of hard, because studios are very protective nowadays of their properties.
Did you mean to say Coyote versus Acme? What is with that movie? I don't know.
Out. Warner Brothers the last couple of years have been a train wreck.
Yeah.
Like, they have made some very weird decisions. Like, if we are going to take a small example of how weird Warner Brothers has been the couple of last year, is the fact that their streaming service is changing names completely all the time.
What is it? What is it now? It was like Paramount Plus, then it's Max, but
Well,
don't
it's
remember.
HBO Max, then only Max, then like HBO, and it's like, can you just get one thing and stick to it? Disney Plus had had the same name since its inception.
Yeah, it's very confusing. I don't know what's going on. But going back to Comedy versus Acme, I've heard that it's been bought out by another studio.
Yeah, it has.
Isn't it like A24?
No, I don't think A24, but it has been like this is very hard to understand because Warner Brothers technically still own the characters, but they aren't really interested in the money for releasing it. So another studio has come with money to release it, but Warner Brothers is like making no press for it. So
Of course.
well, it happened to another one Looney Tunes movie, like the
day the world like the Earth blew up. I think
yeah,
that's
with
the name?
Daffy Duck and Porky Pig.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the internet had to make commercial for it itself.
What's going on? Like, also the same thing situation with like movies getting promotion. Like Transformers. What's the name?
I find it very weird that Warner Brothers has a movie completely made and has no plans of releasing it, because that happened to Scooby-Doo Holiday or some kind of winter theme movie. It was like a sequel to that bad 2021 Scooby-Doo movie, like that one that was in cinema. The one where Zac Efron plays Fred.
That escaped my radar completely.
Well,
I haven't heard of it.
Well, they made a sequel to it that was going to be on streaming service. Then they saw something with text that I don't understand. They canceled the film, but the film was so close to completion. So they completed the film, but they have no plans of releasing it.
I remember that now. Yeah, I think I've seen some YouTuber talk about this.
We have talked about it in the past.
We did, but also some other people.
In one of these videos.
We were those YouTubers.
Well, anyway, do we have something final words about this great film? I can personally say that I have seen this film for a lot of time. It's just a dear film for me, but because I don't know, it combines a lot of why I find animation and films so wonderful in some way, or funny and important maybe of it.
It is. I want to add, I don't think this. I mean, it's easy to say this movie wouldn't like. It doesn't add anything I say that like this movie wouldn't have been released in like nowadays.
Well, it kind of was a miracle that it was released at all.
Yeah, but even like content wise, I'm not even talking about the collaboration between the different studios or Steven Spielberg. I'm just like maybe thinking about the sensibilities of the characters or the violence or like.
Also the kind of thing that happened after this film, because after this film Disney really tried to with their animated films again, and that led to the Disney Renaissance, and Steven Spielberg started to kind of get into the cartoon business a bit and made Animaniacs and Tiny Toons and things like that. It kind of popularized animation and cartoons in a way that they had always kind of existed, but this time it kind of made it more popular again.
It's like it feels like we're running in a circle again, where it's like executives so still want like either very live actiony ones, but everything but cartoons.
Yeah, and this is very kind of like a film that kids can definitely watch, but you won't get that feeling of, oh, grown-ups can watch this too. Like, I feel like older films are very much for everyone to enjoy.
Yes.
And sometimes today with animated films there are some specific ones that you can notice that, oh, you were only intending for kids to watch this. Well, anyway,
That was a lot of addendums, but I think
I guess this ending point is that we really like this film.
Yes, and Eddie Valiant can get it.
Yeah, with his girlfriend. What was her name again, Karol?
I have no idea. She doesn't exist for me. She's out of the picture.
Yeah, like we are right now in this episode.
Thank you all for listening so much.
Thank Jahzzar for our intro and outro comedy.
You can find us on YouTube, Tumblr, and not Discord, Spotify.
Yeah, and some other stuff, like where podcasts are.
Yeah, where podcasts are, like the Jeremy Renner app.
We're ending this episode now.
Yeah, thank you for listening, and goodbye.